I'm Sproins, and welcome back to the adventures of Fisty McFistface. And I wasn't really sure if I was going to record another episode with Fisty here because we're pretty much, I would say the adventure's over, more or less. We've done everything, but it's really cool to have this super powerful, high level character with all this really cool gear that we've accumulated over the playthrough. So I've just been having fun going around and testing things out, and I just kind of wanted to share a little bit of that. So yeah, this is kind of a for fun episode, maybe a bonus episode. Probably, in all likelihood, will be the last episode in this series. But yeah, let's just talk about stuff. So I do have a list of notes here from cool stuff that I've been doing. First things first, you probably maybe are able to tell, but I finally organized all of my chests. I'd already had it somewhat organized, but yeah, I just did the last little bit of stuff that needed to be done. All this over here is my spoils from the when we went clone farming, that crazy expedition where we got all the Kessel faces and all the metamorphic polygel. Maybe I'll look through these chests again. I know I've done it before, but maybe we'll have one more look near the end of the episode, though. Another interesting thing is we have a few new vendors down here. I found this guy very deep in the 1,000 strata below. I just thought it was interesting. I don't think they really offer too much more. They're just a high-level Dromad trader, really. But yeah, they're also a pariah legendary, so that's kind of cool. I also have a grenadier here, and that is because I was trying a little side project was to learn how to tinker up all the grenades. So if I hit N, bring up my tinker menu, and I go to the grenades, I am missing exactly 3. Now, most of these I was able to find pretty easily, either using psychometry in Ezra to learn after finding them, or finding their data disk and learning that way. I'm missing 2, and the 2 that I'm missing are Phase Shift 2 and Phase Shift 3. I don't know. I guess it's extremely rare. I haven't seen them. I've been farming this guy pretty... I don't know if this guy can actually spawn it. I think it might be too high tier. It might have to be... because the time dilation was also another one that I needed, but I was able to find those. But this guy might... you might need a legendary grenadier, but I don't know. This guy doesn't have any 6 shrew tilly. Haven't had any, so that's the one that's been eluding me so far. And I've also, of course, been checking our this is our old vendor area, but I do like to pop in occasionally and talk to Bep and the schematics drafter, even these two. But yeah, it's eluding me, but it's not a big deal. I don't need them. That's just a little side project that I was doing. And I'll talk a little bit more about what prompted me to get into that. But first, there are somewhat more important things to talk about. I know you might have been looking up here at some of my attributes. They're looking a lot better than they were last time. And that is because, now I know I showed that we can, in fact, use Drop of Nectars to increase our base stats higher than the 100 that you're usually is the limit. So I've done that, and really, not K, tab is what we want, and I really only had the patience to go to 200. It's a lot of menuing with the drops of nectar, and yeah, I could have went higher, but I figured I should stop at 200. And Ego is going to be a little bit higher because we do have Psychic Glimmer. It's crazy that we have, unless they changed how it works, we have 153 Psychic Glimmer, but we're still only being pursued by Ospreys, which are, I think, the weakest of the Esper Hunters. But anyway, as I've been traveling around, I still do a lot of sub 1,000 strata farming, just for funsies. And yeah, I've been running into Esper Hunters, and when you kill an Esper Hunter, there's a chance that you absorb their ego, basically. If I wanted to, I could probably... You know, if I wanted to even this out, if I wanted to keep this even with everything else, there's like Humble Pie. In fact, if I also wanted to get rid of these lingering attribute points, I could like Humble Pie my ego down to 0 and then just spin the attribute points. Whatever, I'm not too worried about it. It can just keep increasing. That's a little too min-maxy or maybe OCD for my taste. Yeah, I don't really care that much, but everything else is looking really good as well, just because of our base stats are so high. But that's where we're at there. And speaking of going clone farming, I actually have a clone ready to go. So I can actually show some of this power. Before we do that, we'll talk about the build that I've been using. And yeah, so Fisty has, I guess, put the fists down. He's taken the fists off, put them up. They're now on a shelf as a reminder of his adventures. And I'm now using these Zetachrome halberds, which are axes. And they're supposed to be the two-handed axe, but of course, since we have giant hands, we can now wield two-handed weapons in one hand. So what that allows us to do, and I guess I never got a... No, I did. And I also got, I think I talked about this, I don't know if I did it, but I got Magnetic Core, which gives us another floating nearby equipment slot. So that, what that allows us to do is we don't have our, whatever they're called, helping hands anymore, but I was able to put another circle of Agglegot, which just, it does the same thing as the helping hands. It gives us another set of hands, but of course it also gives us the Celiphids, the pincers, which are weapons, if we wanted to use them. But it gives us, these are more natural arms. So if you can see the offhand attack chance is 65. Normally, if you use the helping hands, I think it's only 55, which is still pretty good, but this just gives us a little bit of extra chance to hit. Honestly, it's not even necessary, but yeah, so, and they're serrated, so of course, two-handed axes have a inherent dismember chance of 6, as opposed to two one-handeds, which have 3, so we technically double it per hand. And that's because of the big hands allow us to wield two-handed weapons with one hand, and I just throw on the serrated. And I did also throw on these other pearls. I did have to sacrifice a little bit of our visibility, of our view radius, but it's really not a big deal. Just so we could see a little bit more Esper Hunters for a little bit of extra fun. As for other gear, I mean, the Kessel Face, it's pretty much the best. This is definitely not the best, and this is definitely not the best. There's probably just better stuff that I could be wearing, but honestly, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So we've basically traded the fist for a dismembering axe build. And of course, now, I wasn't 100% sure if the precision and fingers actually affected the fists of the ape god. I guess it would be the critical chance, but I know for a fact that they will up the dismember chance. So that's the current build. So like I said, I have a guy prepared. Now this guy was literally, this was like the last thing I did before recording was generate this guy, and I'm pretty sure they're generated as you enter the cell, so they're based on your current stats. So we're gonna go and fight this guy. Should be right here, I hope. Yeah, there he is. And he's trying to run away. Now, just to be safe, I am still going to Sphinx Salt Injector because, I mean, he has all the stuff that I do. You can remember last time we tried to fight one of these guys. We won, but he did some damage. So, I'm going to apply this. And the way that I do it, first we use Berserk. That's going to highly increase our chance to dismember. It's what Madpoles like to use. And then we're going to use Flurry. And hopefully not die. And we one-shot ourselves, so that's good. Yeah. Just one-shot ourselves. That was like should have been, 6,000 HP. I think we, decapitated, yeah, the head. When I don't decapitate the head, it takes maybe 2 to 3 shots. I'm gonna take these. Anything else that I want to take? I've been mostly just leaving stuff behind. I guess I did have a couple of things on my person that I forgot to put away before I started recording. We got, I found this thing. We can't really use it. I also found this was just laying on the ground. It's just like a relic that was laying on the ground down here. And some other stuff. I'm not going to take any of this. I really only wanted to show that off. I guess I didn't also really need this either. Oh, that's right. I did put my stuff away, but because this guy was generated when I still had the stuff. That's why. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we do. I'm gonna activate our. There's hostiles nearby. Who is hostile? These mirror bugs. I guess they saw me attack myself. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, head back to the salt deserts. There we go. All right, and that's how we do it. Nah, we're fine. We'll live with that. Decision. Now, before we, let's see, is there any other thing? Oh yeah, I should also mention, I do have a face collection over here. I've been just collecting faces. It's mostly a lot of, and a few heads here and there. Mostly just Esper Hunter faces, I guess. I like collecting faces. It's nice. And for some reason, the Great Saltback face can be disassembled for bits as if it was some kind of robot. I wonder if, I don't know, I wonder if there's some lore there to know about. Could be interesting. You did see we have all those books. I did want to turn in some books today, actually. Let's get our level up to a much better level. Now, the only thing I'm worried about if I do this is, so level pretty much is only for, at this point, it's only going to increase our HP, and then if I run into more clones down below, I don't know if that'll like drag the fight out. If it's, I don't know if that's a good idea, but anyway, I will. Something I wanted to do. I'm gonna trade all these over, and then if the books are stacked, they don't like take turns to transfer to inventory, so that's nice. I mathed this out earlier, so it should be 1,775. 1776, good year. Why not? And this should take us to about 100, level 100. So, get books. What did I do? I did something wrong, didn't I? I did it backwards. No, you can have. Will that work? Yes, it will. Okay, yes, give books. We'll give you 1776. Turn them in, and I'm just going to hold escape. And I'm going to tap spacebar because I don't want to name anything. And there we go. Just over level 100. Just over 10,000 HP. So that's, yeah. Feels good. We might as well have something to round out to match our stats. Level 100, 200 in all attributes. Feels pretty good, man. And we're going to do some stuff with that too here in a little bit. But there's a little bit more stuff to talk about here. So we turned in the books, killed the clone, talked about gear. I do have, where did I put them? I think I put them in here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab these. My 1.7 million. Or wait, is that 1.7 million? No, that's 17 million. I'm sorry. We have 17 million small spheres of negative weight. I've been leaving them here just because they're so. I don't want to like. I don't want the game to like crash out or something if I hit like a floating point, like error or something. I don't know. But I just don't want to get like too crazy with these, which is already pretty crazy. Um, another cool thing, I guess this will lead into the next part here, is I don't know how Antelope Rep got. Oh, that's because it's not. Anyway, let's sort by lowest rep, and everything is at least neutral. Just a little something that I did with the, and the majority of stuff is higher than neutral, favored. In fact, from here down, this is like the only, and it's just these villages that I really don't care about. So pretty much everything is favored or loved. So that's nice. Just a little something. Why not? We had the extra books. Now we can talk about something kind of interesting. At least I thought. We can actually go there. Oh, it was here, I think. No. So this was, if you recall, one of our historic sites, and there were all these sparking beetles that were, let's see, members of the second Nadu Cabal. And once I was able to get their reputation to where they don't want to attack me, they weren't aggressive or hostile in any way, I came back here and there were just so many of them that has all these kinds of things that we can turn in. Where am I? Where's the stairs down? I don't see any stairs. There they are. What? But yeah, there's tons. Just watch this. Watch how many of these guys there are. Like, look at all that. Look at all of these sparking beetles. And there's so many on every floor. So I've kind of been trying to complete some of their requests. This one's not as many, but there's just so many. That's fine. Yeah, I'm ignoring the ones that give heightened skill and great renown, but all the other ones, because there's a very slight chance to get relic, like gear that has relic mods, although I haven't seen anything like quite as nearly as good as our guns here. Like +4 strength. It's pretty insane. I'm not sure if the kind of gear that they like, I don't know if relics have another, like a separate pool to make them even stronger. But if they drop something like that on something like this, that'd be really cool. You know, overall, it's not too entirely necessary. I don't think I'm going to find anything that's like, you know, really going to make us that much more stronger at this point. But it's just something that's just kind of interesting. If we check out my quests here. Is it quests? No, I guess it's under journals. Yeah, all these beetles. There's a lot of beetles. So I have turned some of those in, but unfortunately, I think I have gotten like a couple of named items, but I don't think I've gotten anything like too crazy, really worth talking about. So anyway, we can recoil out of here. We can head back to our desert, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I really want to talk about. I do have to farm some more bits, I think. Is it here? Yeah, I gotta be careful because I currently have the option to automatically disassemble bits turned on. But when I was farming all these, I guess I forgot 5s. So again, if we open up our Tinker menu, you can see I'm pretty well set on everything else except 5s. So I would like to get 5s. I was just, to not have to turn the option on and off, I was just taking this whole chest. And when you clone yourself, or I mean, when you fight one of your clones that are generating a cryogenetic tube, they will also just drop, or they'll also duplicate the chest if you're holding any, and including its contents. So that was kind of an easy way to do that. But I guess I'm gonna have to clean things up now. Should have cleaned myself before I came here, or I should have. Yeah. Everybody's resetting their inventory. Go down here, take a bath. This is my bath area. Clean all of your items. In fact, before we do that, I think, yeah, I have this guy over here. This is an Esper Hunter that I proselytized and brought over here. I guess because I wanted to show off fighting, like a high level. Although he's already got, his HP is already low. Did I fight him? I don't remember even fighting him. Let me see. Why is his HP so low? I'm just gonna hold 5. As you can see, he can't even touch me. My DV is 108, so there's that. Just gonna wait and see if he respawns some of his. Okay. Do that, I guess. No? How's it taking damage? Is it... I think it's damaging itself. I don't know what's going on. All I know is if it keeps teleporting. I'm not gonna deal with this. Would you please? Would you please stop? Okay. This is silly. Okay, well, we tried. I was going to show you. No, I'm not. Instead, we're going to go somewhere. I guess it doesn't really matter. Probably not here. We want a open area. Might as well wait till morning. I'd like to kill these guys. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are once again going to... we're going to have a rematch. Have a rematch with the star-formed... however you say it. Elkadon? So this should be... Control... Shift W, yes. So we're going to fight this guy. In fact, I think before I do that, we probably should use another injector. But I want to see how this goes. I don't know if we can fight 10 of them. But now we have extra HP. I don't think that they can be decapitated. I think certain bosses are just, like, immune to that. I'm not entirely sure. But let's just see how it goes. Yeah, we're going to do it. And, they should be friendly, yes. They're not going to be friendly after this. Okay, we're going to Berserk. We're going to go Flurry. They're flying. That sucks. Now we're going to go Flurry. Alright. We didn't cut anything off. But how much damage are we doing? A lot? I forgot to check. I think they have like 10,000? Oh yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is an insane amount of damage. That is an insane amount of damage. I think we can face tank the beam. Okay, so we did dismember them now. Oh, look at that. They got their face. That's insane. That was nothing. What? Get wrecked, dude. Wow. Alright, cool. I think I'm gonna let the Sphinx Salt. I think for. Well, no. I should have Sphinx Salted before I did the wish. Did I? I think I did. Or did I? Because Enceladon's gone. Okay. Maybe I don't remember. But that's what I wanted to do anyway. Because I didn't want to, like, yeah. Didn't want to save that. That was a just a test type of thing. So that was really cool. Uh, is there a challenge left? I don't know. And that's why I do believe that this is most likely the end, like the absolute end of the series. Could I try to farm for better gear? Yes. But again, I don't think... Yes, I can get much stronger. I could increase my stats. I could increase my level. I could keep going. But that's supposed to be the most difficult, I would think, battle in the entire game, and we basically killed it in, what, like 4 hits or so? So, yeah. Um, if anything, and I think I said this before in the last episode, if anything, this will just be a kind of character like, hey, if I need to test something real quick, I'll hop on here, and, yeah. Yeah, it's basically a test character now. And I could always, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to give this character mutations. Too much of a hassle. Not really worth it. But yeah, this is pretty much in game. Everything more or less that you can see has been seen on this character. So yeah, let's do a little showcase, I suppose, before we end it here. Of course, our polygel. This feels so good to have everything just kind of all in one spot. We have warm static. We could dump that on ourselves, I guess. Start a new quote new character. All of our Kessel faces. These are all of our spare light cords. Pretty sure we've duplicated all of them. And then, of course, I have these Eater's Nectar Injectors, which unfortunately don't stack, the extra dimensional ones. And then just our regular stuff. More of these in case I ever need them, which I don't. I don't think I ever will. More of these guns. Just random. This is like a random crap type thing. And of course the time cube with the time cube representing our bits here. There's the face chest. And then this was supposed to be unique / named / quest items. This is that thing that I found. I think I talked about already. Why did I get it? Why did you let me get it? Particularly want it. Yeah, so just interesting / unique. Well, this is unique. This is somewhat interesting. Like the swarm rack that I can't actually use. Yeah, just interesting stuff. I think I already got some books here. These ones haven't really changed much since last time that I showed them, so not really worth going through, except maybe this one. That's where I keep my figurines. Got a few more Peridot figurines. I do like this one. The Dromad Trader figurine. That's pretty cool. The Snapjaw Warrior figurine. Those are nice. And I'm keeping my... Got a bunch of Taco Supremas, but it's also not entirely interesting. This is for just random water type stuff. These two are also kind of... this one is for just water. If I ever need water, I can just grab a little bit out of there. And this is for tools and such. Things that I can grab if I need them in an emergency. Down here, this is just my chest of chests. Trash chest. And I think this was supposed to be... Not really sure. like a swap. So there's my Fists of the Ape God. It's like if I ever want to swap back and forth between builds, I can do that. But yeah, not really sure what else, if there really is anything else to talk about. So I am going to go ahead and end the episode here. If I think of anything, maybe we'll be back for another one, but probably not going to happen. In any case, thanks for sticking with it if you've watched the entire series, or even if you're just coming by to, check things out. I appreciate it. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.